Anyway, it is Lord Haywire. I am streaming some game creation like I always do with this channel. We're working on the same game we've always been working on, and we will continue to work on that. I have it running right now. It's paused, obviously, just because I think we should go over what we've done so far because we haven't done that in a long time. So it's real time, so the time passes. These are the hours and minutes. We probably are going to get rid of minutes. They don't seem that necessary. Then yesterday we put in some resources, so we have influence, and one of the words were too big: money, food, and scrap. And then we can also click on things, maybe. So we can click on things. These are the different factions. Every county is going to start out with its own faction that will slowly be destroyed. We haven't put any of these counties up in Washington yet. We'll do that later. We just needed like 6 or 7, and we have 7 right now to test out things. This is the county that the player is currently starting as. It has the owner, which is the faction, has the county name, and then has population, which you can click on, and it will bring up the people that live there. There should be 11 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I thought we were doing 11. Well, let's look at this one, because Lord Haywire is your leader, and it says him right here on the hero list. Let's look at this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are randomly generated names. And the ages, their sex, and what their activity is doing is everyone starts out as scavenging. I guess we were just doing 10. I thought we were doing more than that. There's 3 people here, so that there's going to be, the capitals are going to be like where players can start, because we're going to have up to 10 people that can play. Yeah, I thought we were doing, whatever. It doesn't matter. 10 people is fine to start with. Let's put a note in. So I have this here. Did we want 10 people plus the leader? I guess we weren't doing it that way. So Lisa Brown is the leader. Man, see, this is why I like to run the game a little bit to see what we can do. Let's put a note here, because I wasn't planning this today. Should initial generation of population be include the leader? So like Portland has 10 people, but should it really be 11? Okay, I like to make my issues really long named so that I get out of here. So that I can just read it without having to open it to look at it. This one is kind of like a note, but let's put it up here. We have a lot of things going on. Let's put it right before heroes, because heroes are going to be coming up soon. We're calling them heroes. Basically, if we go back to the game here, well, let's look. Lisa Brown is the leader here. We should probably put her title somewhere too. Yes, we need a title. Well, do we? We should probably put that they're a leader somewhere. So let's add that as well. This is why I like to play it a little bit. I mean, it's not really playable at this point. Leaders should be marked as leaders in the hero list. So I'm glad I did this, because I was like, we haven't added that many issues yet. And lately, we've just been knocking out stuff. We actually knocked out a bunch of shit lately. Let's put that right here. Also, before we do the heroes. So basically what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to hire people to do special stuff. So think of Dominions. Dominions 5. In Dominions 5, you hire researchers and stuff, and you're going to be able to do the same thing. And your leader is going to be considered one of those people, and you can have them research or do diplomacy or lead armies, whatever. If they die, though, it's going to be more CK3 style, where you have to have some sort of person that is their not inheritance, their heir. So, anyways, back to what we can do. We can currently click on this stuff. We have, let's turn this off real quick, and there is in the script somewhere, we have this thing, can see county info. This is just for our development. Let's test this out. We haven't turned this off in a long time. So that allows us to see county info of places we don't own, which was just, like I said, that was just for development. So let's see if this works the correct way. So this would be if you're really playing the game. So we have a bug here. We should only be able to see our own stuff, and we're able to see everybody's stuff. So that is a bug, and we'll fix that first. But you can also have armies and move them around. It takes time for the armies to move around. And I think we fixed all the issues with that. Yeah, there was like a day issue. We have time that we can speed up time. Wait, what happened there? Okay, everything was fine. Time is still passing. So we found a bug here. What was the bug? Okay, the bug is that we can see. Do we get any bugs in our console? I don't see any. So what is going on? Let's fix this first since we noticed it. Can see county info equals false. So I guess, there's an easier way to do this. If you just hit here and then Control F, it will follow. It will automatically. There's no other references to this. Not the current document. We want current project. Because it should be. We should be able to find. This should be used in a variety of places. 2 places I can think of. Yeah, like here's one right now. If player faction is. Yeah, if player faction is equal to county name faction dot name. Let's look at that. I'm going to turn on some music. We're going to get into this. Sometimes when I'm fixing bugs, it actually works out better because I find some other weird shit going on and then I fix it. Let's double check that I'm actually streaming, and I am. Let's double check that my music isn't playing because otherwise it causes YouTube issues. Okay, so we weren't getting any bugs there. If player faction, which should be okay, this is in start. Do we want this in awake? We do, because this stuff has to wait. Player faction equals, now we need it up here. Faction name and color. We're assign faction name and color to faction. What the fuck is this doing? Okay, no, that's fine. We have a faction list we wanted to match up when we create the faction. First run, top bar information. We already have that. Create population. Let's see what this is. I have a feeling this is not what I'm thinking it is. It's probably like null or something. Yep, that's what we want. Let's hit run here. Let's debug. Did I save that false? Yes. Okay. That's always a possible issue is you haven't saved something. We don't want this maximized anymore. Player faction, the shipbirds. So that is right. So then if we go down, where was that thing we were looking at? That was like select county, probably. Everything's select county right now. I guess it's not select. No, it is. It's just up here. Where are we? On left click. It's this thing. Let's do. Let's put these two variables in to see what we are doing here. County faction name. And then let's put the same. Everything has been going so great lately with all this development. So, uh, that we had to run into an issue eventually, and I'm glad. So this is I stream video games, and they're mostly indie games, and I feel like sometimes what happens is the developers like dive into one part too much, and they miss like little bugs like this. Well, this is a major bug. So let's see what this is. So this should. Why is this organized this way? Shouldn't this be over here? I guess I'm confused because this is two lines. Um, this used to work at some point, but we have changed a lot of stuff. Oh fuck! Meant to turn that off. See, what we want is this population to say unknown. So, faction 2 and the shipbirds. Let's fix this so that this isn't maximized all the time. If this is equal to this, is this not, are we not getting the, can see county info. I will just copy this shit over there. I don't know. Did I update my description? I think I did. True. Okay, we got an issue here. There's probably some other dumb place where I see, like, this is the issue. The issue isn't the code, the issue is me. We probably have this in two spots. And where was that shit? It's thinking real hard. It can't find it. I had some weird shit. Let's put this in awake. Good God, how many times are we gonna? Yeah. I didn't see any other areas that were interacting with that, so I'm assuming that I don't know why that would. I think it defaults to. Okay, well now it's working. Weird. So this is what it's supposed to do. See, so let's go back to the thing. Well, I mean, we fixed it. Let's go back to maximized. Also I picked 10 colors that are actually really ugly, and it randomly gives each one of these a color currently. So it's supposed to say unknown because we don't. This isn't our stuff, so we don't own this. So it just randomly it says unknown. But if you click on yours, it should show you your own and your hero list. Like everything's working now. That I don't know. Uh, and then you can click on, no, this, we haven't done anything with that yet. That will be something soon that we'll be doing. This is a button that doesn't do anything. But then we're back to the population. It should show the population 1, 2, 3. Look at this. It did 2 lines. That wasn't on purpose, but that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I bet you I was setting this up and then I like got sidetracked and, or maybe I decided I wanted just there to be 10 people. I was thinking we wanted 11. 10 near useless people. Not useless, no, they're very useful. 10 normal population. But whatever. So everything is working currently. We might change this, but we don't know. We'll do that later. So we're gonna add biomes to the map. Basically, where's my scene? I suddenly forgot how to do anything. Let's go to Portland here. Each one of these counties has biomes, and we're gonna have 3 different types of, or 3 different slots. We're gonna have a primary biome, secondary, and tertiary biome for each one of these. So like this one, Tillamook, is gonna have, the coast. Coastal is gonna be one of the biomes they have. Same with Cowlitz. Same with whatever this is, Douglas, and Wasco. Will have different stuff, and so will Umatilla and Herney. They will all have different things. So we're going to have to add that to the county. What is this called? The county. I suddenly can't remember what this is called. A class. There we go. So in the county class, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to set up these biomes. We're going to first we need to be able to see the county list basically in here. So if we look at this, we can see the faction name and color, then all of the resources. This is for factions, so let's turn that off. Faction name and color, we actually don't really need to see this one. We could get rid of that one, but we'll leave it there for now. Then we're going to need the counties in here, though, because we're going to want to manually type in this shit. Because so we're going to do all of North America at some point, and I think it's going to be about 500 counties. And so what we're going to do, it's going to be the same thing as kind of, where was that? What am I looking for? So this element is the one, because this is a player, this element 0 is a player. We're not putting anything in here yet, because we don't care about, this is AI, guys, so we don't care about them yet. We might generate them later, but we manually put in like these resources. So we're gonna do like a similar thing, but we're gonna have the counties up here, which we don't currently have. So let's do that first, since we need to do that first. So this needs to be a serialized, and somebody, it was Keto, helped me with this. He was like, you just need to make that serializable. It like changed a bunch of stuff the minute so that's why I do this. One of the many reasons I am streaming this this game creation, is because I thought it would be for one, I thought it'd be interesting if there was just every step of my my making a game journey, because I'm a noob, was recorded in archives somewhere, so people could like jump through it. It's some boring shit. Sorry. Let's go to my calculator. I think this is number 18, so we're on 17, and they're about 3 hours long. Yeah, so it's like 51 hours. We're gonna be at 54 hours on my YouTube channel there. If you want, you can check it out. I guarantee it's some boring shit, but I mean, no, it's very exciting. You should watch every episode multiple times. So I thought that would be interesting, and then so every step, there's been a few times I've like kind of like, oh, I want to do something real quick, and because I don't want to set up a stream, And then I lost what I was talking about. Oh, and then since I don't know anything, chat helps me a lot. Like they suggested arrays to solve a problem, and I never used an array, and now I use arrays all the time, and I'm actually trying to get away from arrays. What's going on with my hoodie here? Um, so like chat taught me how to use arrays, and then chat is also like saying like he suggested like why don't you just stick this thing in here and this county list, and so then I did, and now it's like solving all these problems. But the first thing we need right now is we're going to need to add biome. Well, we need this serializable. So let's take a look if that worked. If that did what we want it to do here. It did not. So did we save that? We want. How did we do this? We're gonna figure this out because I'm not that familiar with it. I mean, I've got it to work. We've got it to work right here. Here they all are. This is a dictionary, though. That's the issue. Issue is you can't serialize dictionaries. This is a. So how do we fix that issue? I knew this would be kind of a challenge, and I thought about it ahead of time. Uh, add counties added to counties dictionary. How do we do this? Let me think here. I already looked up for something else. I was like, let's just serialize this dictionary. And then I was like, oh my God, this is a pain in the ass. So that's a list. This is a list. And this is a dictionary. Uh, I mean, these are all like kind of dumb to have up here on here. These comments. It's like, of course, that's what it's doing. Uh, I guess I'll leave it there since I did take the time to type that in there. Uh, this is see. This is a. Oh, this isn't a list though. This is just. Now that's how we want it. I was thinking maybe we want to make this a list. So this is not a dictionary list. This is just a dictionary, and it's got a class in there. And the reason why we're doing that is so that when you click on the the county, you can pull the information easily because you get the name of the county. So is there another way to do this? And that's why we have this then. Which, I mean, we can just continue on with this. We can't make it a serialized field, which isn't the end of the world, honestly. Not for this part. So let's not even fuck around with that. Fuck this. We'll leave it. We'll take this off. It's not the end of the world. Uh, we'll just put it in that thing. It will be fine. We're gonna have a lot of data at some point, and so we're gonna have to figure out how we manage data. So what we'll do here is, so currently we have the province that it's in and the population. So probably we're gonna want in here, we're gonna want a public string, biome. Let's do biome primary, public. Hey, look at that! It knows how to read my mind. Now it's like, hey, what do you want a tertiary biome? Tertiary. It didn't know how to spell it. Oh, I'm kidding. How the fuck do you spell tertiary? I knew that I wouldn't know how to spell tertiary. There we go. Tertiary. It's how it sounds. Some of them are. What did I just do? I moved that over there. Let's go back to here. No, tertiary. Tertiary. I said play that how it sounds. Am I pronouncing it wrong? It's quite possible. I've mentioned this chick before. I had this ex-girlfriend that would always correct my pronunciation of everything. I hear nothing here. You're not playing anything. I'm trying to make it play. How to pronounce it. It says it's playing. It is not playing. All right, well. Fuck you then, right? Let's see if this one will do it. This tab isn't muted. What the fuck? No, I'm saying it. Tertiary. There's just that extra T because fuck you. It's like Latin or something. Tertiary. Okay, so what we'll do there is we will, now we got these three, that when we save this, everything's going to break. That's fine. It should, come on, break for me. Oh, no, it's not going to break yet. So we're going to add this to here. This is kind of looking ugly. I have this zoomed in a little bit so that I think it's, yeah, 200% so that it's easier to read when you're, when I'm streaming. We will, so this is going under province. So we'll do this here, and then, you know, I guess it did it. I created a new one of these recently, a new class, and the code thing put it all into for me in a different way. See how I'm doing new in front of them? It did it a completely different way. Come on, space. Secondary. I've noticed that it's better. So in my experience so far, it's better to just carry on. If you can get it to work, it's better to, so like instead of me trying to figure out how to get that thing to be serialized and I'm able just to type shit in there, it's better just to continue on because it's not a game breaker, and most likely I'll learn something later and then I'll come back and fix this. So when all of this code that I'm writing is kind of like in a limbo state, and I know that in my brain, like, don't be upset if we have to rewrite this whole thing. Yep, because that's just how it is. It doesn't like the tertiary for some reason. It doesn't like to. It isn't even in. Did I not put it in? It's right there. Oh, except I didn't say new in front of it. And that would be my problem. Let's try this again here. There you are, little buddy. Okay, so now these are all broken. But that's okay, because we're going to fix them right here. This is getting kind of long, and I want to be able to see it all at once. So let's do this. Can I do this without this exploding in my face? I think we can. We're going to still have, like, multiple lines here. So we also are going to have it. We'll put a note right here. Types of biomes will be coastal, coast, forest, ruin, desert. Do we want it to be capital? Yes, we do. Coast, forest, ruin, desert. That's it for now that I can think of. I'm sure that in a second I will think of it more. And this is gonna, what is 0 again? Population. They all start with 0. So they're gonna all be right here. So 0, we're gonna like go through these here. This is Cowlitz. I just know that off the top of my head. Cowlitz is gonna be coast, and then no, yes, we're gonna set. So originally I was gonna set Cowlitz up differently. because it's a temporary capital. We're gonna make Seattle the real capital of Washington. And when I say real capital, I mean the capital in the game, not the real capital. We'll do coast, forest. Oh no, we need some ruins in here. And ruins with an S, right? Forests, coasts, ruin. We'll do ruin. And this is still too long. So let's do this. We'll break this into two. This is going to get ugly as fuck, though. Then we'll put a comma in here. The one problem is we can't see what this is, like if we fuck something up. And this does look pretty ugly. We could put this all in like a line like this, but this is going to be huge if we do that. So we'll just leave this ugly shit like this. Uh, we could put it like that just so that, no, that's even uglier. So what do we go? What do we got here? We're gonna go from here. We're gonna make all of these kind of similar looking, and coast, forest, ruin. Is that what we? Oh, we want mountain on here too. Mountain. And there's probably another way we could do this. We could do it. I think it's called enumerate, where we turn these into numbers. So like a 1 is coast, a 2 is forest, a 3 is ruin or whatever. But right now we're going to do it this way until someone tells me that I'm a dumb shit, which could happen in any second. So we'll put this down here. We'll put all these down here just so that we can see them all. I do need glasses, but generally when I code alone, when I'm not streaming, I put it at 100%. But you know, I'm adjusting to the larger, like I don't know why I would struggle. It's like some manliness thing. Like, it's unmanly to not be able to see or some dumb fucking shit that I was gonna say toxic masculinity. It probably is. Uh, did I do these wrong? No. Okay. So one of the things we're gonna do here now is we're gonna look at a map of Oregon. Map of Oregon. And we're gonna like put, a general. And so that's why I was wanting to have this up here, is so we could just go through. Oh, I just thought of an idea we could do, except it's not a list. I thought of a way we might be able to do this. We could put, I don't know how to do that. We could put it on each one of these, and that would actually kind of be nice. How would we do that? Like my brain suddenly was like, wait, we might be able to do this. Let me think. And sometimes it does that, but it's way off base. I'm just curious. I'm gonna go into I'm gonna go into oh, I deleted that other script. I used to have a script called County Spawn or Spawn County or something, and it was attached to each county, and on Spawn it would generate these things. It would generate stuff, but I moved it to the controller to the world map load because because it needed to be done in a certain order. I'm thinking. I know I'm like pulling at my eyelashes. Let's do this. Just out of curiosity, we'll put. Uh, we'll call it like that, and we'll get rid of this stuff. We're gonna probably need some of that up here. The one bummer is we already changed this, so we're gonna get this bug all the time. So let's fix. Let's just do this so that it doesn't give us this bug all the time. Let's copy this and we'll stick it right here. These will change. We don't want them all this. Wait, what's your problem? Why are you getting all fucking freaked out on me? Don't give me this red shit. Jesus Christ. You're a failure and telecode. All right, so I just wanted that bug to go away. We'll adjust this later in a second. We might do it this other way. So it's just so, huh? Let me think about this. So we need a public county called county, and then this is actually going to be no, we need it public so that we can look at it. A namespace cannot directly. Why not? What's your problem? I'm pushing keys, but it will not suggest anything. County invalid code. What happens if I just call it something else? No. A namespace cannot directly contain members such as fields, methods, or statements. It's because I'm a bus. It's because I'm in the wrong spot. Okay, everything's fine. All right. I got thrown off because I'm a dumb shit. Okay, so my music really is already done. That's like the shortest album. What else we got here on my listening to the Dead Boys, which is I guess they're just called Dead Boys. I haven't heard in a long time. You know what we can listen to? I haven't listened to in a long time is the Addicts. No, not the Addicts. What is the name of that band? I haven't listened to the Addicts in a long time either. Uh, I can't remember the name of. It's the one problem with like listening to music on YouTube. It just suggests the same music over and over and over again. I guess we'll do some Wolf Parade or something. I was trying to listen to something new. God, it will come to me in a second. The band I'm thinking of. Wolf Parade's always good. It's a good, n- not too, I don't know, generic rock. Is there such a thing? Okay. All right. So first, I'm going to go back to this county and make this serializable. If we got rid of this, we did. And now I'm curious. We'll attach this to like cowlits here. What am I doing? We're going to go. What did it generate? We'll save this. So this doesn't have. How did we get that to work? That's a serializable. Faction is serializable. But we made it a list. Oh, did I not save this? I'm a huge save all the time fan here. No, it is here. Okay, so there might be earlier, like a couple of streams ago, I was like, man, I really wish this shit was attached to the to each one of these, so you can just click through them and type in the information. I don't want to drag this stuff in here because there's going to be, like I said, there's going to be 500 of these things. We don't want to drag around 500 stuff. That's too error prone. Typing in this stuff is pretty error prone as well, but it's going to be easier than keeping this list that we were fucking around with here. The other thing I was thinking of, and we may do it this way anyways, is having a file that it reads all this shit in from. Because we do also, eventually we want this to be moddable. We have lofty goals here. I'm just gonna clear this notification. Oh, that's a different notification. Um, so if we go back to this, then like on start, what's your problem? Give me a start here. We could. I think we're gonna run into the same issue. I wonder how we do this. World dot. Yeah, destroy it. Good suggestion. And like it wants me to destroy stuff all the time. Name. No, what are we doing here? Counties. No, instance. Dot counties. Dot name. Yes, actually, that's what I want it to do. It was there for a second. Then how do we test this? That's testing is like the biggest thing I feel like it always needs to be, you're like, yes, this is going to work 100%. And then if you don't test it, it's fucked. So I think that's actually what except it's going to overwrite that, well, those are all set to null. When am I assigning that shit? I might be going down some weird wild goose chase here. When am I assigning that stuff? Because we don't want to overwrite it with null. This is on awake. No, this is in start. I have a feeling this is not going to work because they're both in start. What am I doing? County. We just need something to test here. County population. It should be like 0. Is there something? No, let's do the first. Let's do the primary biome. Uh, Maybe we should do this, put primary in front of biome, but I have a feeling this is definitely not going to work because they're both on start, so it doesn't know. We're going to try to like whoops, I thought I turned that off. Um, oh, I turned it back on. I forgot. Let's go to our console. So it is nothing because it's both on start. So the other way I thought of doing this was having it in start, but it waits 1 second before it applies all this stuff. But I feel like that's a weird way to do it. Let's see what this says once we. What happens if we put in something here? It's probably that's what it's gonna put. Why doesn't it bug out? Why doesn't it bug out is the question. When am I assigning this shit? Because it really would be nicer to put it over here. So this is what I'm talking about with the. Sometimes you get caught up in the like they're like this is the easy way to do it, and so we could just do it this way. But there's going to be a point where this is not the right. Well, this is already not the right way to do it. But we need it to get to assigned to the dictionary, which is working. These are all null. I don't know when I'm assigning this because I can't remember. We can find out. This is gonna be. I guess we could just search for. Let's do it this way. County list creator. County list creator. What the fuck is that? Okay, so here is where. County list. Oh, right. Now I know where this is getting assigned. This is getting assigned. It's actually on this thing. It goes through, and it's this way that so the way I set this up now is so that this doesn't have to be in any order. They just have to be in here, and it just goes through and creates this shit. So it creates this other list, and then this list assigns. I think it assigns it somewhere else. County list is, yeah, just the name and the game object. Where was my county list creator? I want to go back. Here it is. Yeah, so it just goes through all of the children, and it gets the name and it gets the game objects, and then at some point it must be assigning those to the. I just can't remember where. Create counties dictionary. This is that thing which we're already looking at. Well, the name it doesn't assign it. The sprite render has to be assigning it because we. County's name from the county list creator is getting assigned this stuff. Man, I can't remember the twisting knots of how the fuck we did this. Knots web, the twisting web of how we did this. Uh, we have like multiple things all coming together. But why are we having why did we need a game object if it's not getting a. No, it is there is that there, but where do we assign this game object to the. Oh, this is not. This is the center game object. Remember, we never do assign it. Well, we have to assign it to get the sprite render. This is the problem with, like, I feel like this is my problem with, this is one of the major issues um, with my programming. County list creator equals, what is this one? Random color faction. We got it right here. Dot color. Okay, I see what we're doing here. When is this thing being run? That's on world map load. And it works. That's why we created this whole thing. Loop through each and assign a random color from the available options. It loops through all these and it just assigns the faction color to the sprite renderer. But you know what it doesn't do? Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, all right. So this is what this is doing. I have to decode my own code. What the fuck is this doing? Okay, so this is what it's doing. We're getting a random color. It's assigning it to the faction name and color, which is being assigned to that dictionary, and then we're just assigning it with this list creator. We have the game object in here. We could, we'll leave it like this. What I was thinking is we could assign this county list creator thing. This is just like it's not temporary. It's just, this is some spaghetti code, motherfucker. Um, so do we want to see? This is the other way that the IntelliCode suggested was doing it this way. It's kind of tempting to primary biome. I was putting biome first because I would, it'd be easier to select. Okay, so back to what the fuck we were doing. I'm at a loss for what we were doing. Um, these are eventually gonna, you know, we don't need all this information here. But we could, it'd be nice to be able to just to checkbox this. These things could be in a different thing that we. I think we need to rethink this whole thing here. And let's go back to what we were doing. We're gonna just disconnect this from Cowlitz here. Let's put a thing in our project here. Rethink how we are storing county data. It is all over the place. So this is going to be a long-term issue that we're just going to have to keep. I didn't mean to click there. We're going to have to keep going back and forth to. We'll just throw this down here. And when I'm not streaming, I do go through this list and look at stuff. So instead, we'll just do this the shitty way. We'll leave this thing here. It's not attached to anything. We'll do this the shitty way. So back to our map here, wherever I put my map. Did I put my map somewhere? I did. We're gonna move it over here. In this, here we go. We're gonna use geology.com to just kind of get a general gist. I already know what Portland is gonna be. Portland is gonna be ruins, ruin, forest, and farm. Oh, farm is the one that I forgot. Farm. What kind of order is this in? This is in no order whatsoever. Probably want it alphabetical. A, B, C, D. I gotta sing the song or whatever every time. Forest Farm R, A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, O. Suddenly, it's hard to stream and do the alphabet. I don't know. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. There we go. All right. So I have all these bookshelves that I have organized the same way a library does. And, well, there's books on the bookshelves. And it is quite, when I have to, like, put books, rearrange books or whatever, I go through the alphabet so many times. It's quite brutal. Okay, so what is this one? County 3. This is currently in the correct order. Is Tillamook. You know, like Cowlitz, we might not want Coast to be the first one. It's got some river and stuff there, though. Tillamook, definitely. We want Coast. What does it look like on our little map here? That general area looks like pretty forest. We got some mountains in here. There's a volcano in here. It's probably right there. I can see it from my house, waiting for it to explode. Coast, forest. These things don't have to be that accurate right now. Let's look at this again. Where does Cowlitz go? Or not Cowlitz, what does Tillamook go? It does go into some mountains. We'll put some mountain in here. Forest, mountain. So one of the things that I want to do in this is that I feel like a lot of strategy games, like we'll take CK3 for example. The point of expansion is just to expand. Like there's no reason behind it. You just would do it because that's the goal of the game. And I feel like we want to do it so that that's not the case. There's reasons why you want to expand. So this one is, let's look back at this map. Is it the same thing? Yeah, so this is going to be the same as the one above it. So what I'm saying is, like, ruins you're going to be able to get scrap out of ruins, and you're going to be able to have mines in mountains, and coast you'll be able to get fish or whatever. Forest you'll get wood. We're in Oregon, we're in the Pacific Northwest, so there's going to be a lot of forest. What is this next one? This is Wasco. So there'll be in Pacific Northwest, we're gonna have plenty of wood, except maybe in this desert. Harney and this place I think are wastelands. But Wasco, what is Wasco looking like on this map? It's around here somewhere. Yeah, it's this part right here. That looks like mountains. This looks like it might be mostly. How far does it go? Yeah, so it's this part right here. This is going to be a little bit of forest, mountains. And is this fucking desert? Oregon does have some desert. Can I get something better? Oregon, rivers. What does the satellite map look like? Oh, it looks like garbage. That doesn't look like shit. I guess this is probably forest or something. What is this big fucking wasteland? You figure I would know this thing. There's trees everywhere. I know this doesn't look like it, but there are trees everywhere. We're in this little area though, so this looks to me more like. So where the fuck is Portland? This is Portland. This little thing here. I guess we do have some mountains over there. I mean, that's the volcano, right? I said that earlier. I just assumed. So this looks like to me, this is going to be like mountains. Let's look at a different map. Maybe it will become more apparent. Look at this thing. Like, if you looked at this map, you would think the only trees in the whole fucking place are right here. There's trees everywhere. Goose Lake is up at the top. No, that's the name of this little lake right there. Um, what is this a map of? I mean, this shit doesn't have to be extremely... What is the green part in this? Look how tiny that legend is. The fuck are you guys thinking? It's still tiny. Of course it is. Uh, this is like... Oh, this is elevation. Why don't we do this... I was gonna say we can put a different Google search in, but let's see here. Let's not overthink this. What is this one? A guide to Oregon. So this one looks pretty mountainous. So the idea behind mountains is you would get resources like copper or whatever, iron out of there. So we got forest. Like I said, the whole thing is gonna be forest. I was curious if there's farmland. I think farmland's over here more. So the food will be an issue. Where are we at here? Which one are we on? We're on 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is 4. There's no coast here. Forest, ruin. Let's do this. I have an idea. Oregon farm map. Oh, we got some cows and shit. This is what we gotta... Here we go. What are you making here, guys? I know we make cheese over in Tillamook. Why are these cows different colors? Beef and dairy. Should we put a ranch? I don't think I think farm will have to duplicate. So what is Willamette Valley? Holy shit, I've already streamed an hour. I feel like we just got started because we were deep in thoughts. Thoughts are bad. What are these high desert? What is this brown? Southeast. Thank you. Thank you. What is this? Hay? We got some hazelnuts. Where do we grow hazelnuts? Right next to us. Fish. Really? Fish? You get fish on the coast. That's weird. Watermelons? I'm learning so much about Oregon. All right. We don't we don't need to overthink this. We'll put farm in here, man. We don't need to overthink this. What is this place? I mean, any of these places. This is a post-apocalyptic game, so you know some shit could have went down, and we'll put farms and ranches will be the same thing. Then I'm gonna do this real quick. We were in where were we at? Wasco. Herney is going to be. Herney looks terrible. We'll put mountain. We'll put desert. We're just, you know, we can update this shit later. That's why I kind of wanted this attached to each county, so we could go through and do it a different way. Desert or dessert? I think we're doing desert. If there's no ruins anywhere, it's gonna be scrap's gonna be very, very hard to find. Yeah, we don't have very many. Desert, forest, mountain. Desert, mountain, forest. And then what does this map give us a hint at? It does. This map is not very useful, honestly. Like, this is pretty mountainous. We'll do mountain. It's all gonna have forest for fuck's sake. Like I said, there's trees everywhere. They do this really cool thing in Oregon though, where what's that thing? What's it has a name? I can't remember what it's called. Where like you go to a country and they've built up these fake buildings so that when like the ambassador drives through the country, they say, "Wow, well, your place looks great," and then like right on the other side of the building is a huge slum. Uh, so Oregon is the same thing, but with trees. So they've killed all that they've uh, chopped down all of the trees except along the road. So you're like, wow, I'm deep in a forest. But then you go up on a hill and you can see across, you can see past those trees, and they're just there's no trees. It's kind of insane. I mean, there's still a bazillion trees, but there it's okay. So mountain, forest. Let's just throw in a desert here, and then we'll put forest here. And so why this order matters is you're going to have 3 spots to build here, 2 spots to build here, and 1 spot to build here. So we're going to have a ton of ruins in uh, Portland to exploit. We'll have a couple of farms, and then well, three ruins to exploit, 2 farms to or 2 forests to exploit, and 1 farm area. And you're gonna be able to change these between, but this is just their starting thing. So like once their ruins have been completely exploited, you could set up a farming thing there. Or I keep saying farming, but a forest thing there or whatever. Uh, so we have this going. Let's hit play real quick to see if there's any massive disasters. It shouldn't do. We haven't like done anything with that. Um, so we need to be in the game here. This is unknown, which is what we'll leave it on that for a while. We can muster armies. Can see this doesn't need to be. Let's comment these out real quick, and then I'm gonna take a quick break here. We'll leave this. We'll leave this up. You know what we haven't done? I'll leave this up and playing. Just like maybe the time will explode after a certain amount of time. Haven't tested that. We'll just like put this here. We'll make it big though. There is a limited amount of time that can pass in the game because there is a limited amount of numbers. So we'll do this and we'll speed it to 8. And then I'm going to turn on my break timer and I will be back in less than 5 minutes. Oh, I got to click on this though or it won't. There we go. Be right back. Pause my music. Okay, I am back. We're at 120 days. 12, not 20. Let me turn off my break timer. Let me turn on my music. Oh, it stopped because I clicked away. Uh, all right, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that we didn't see any weird shit happen there. We'll put this back to focused. So that's basically all we needed to do for these things. This one of these probably should be farm, but whatever. We'll just leave it as this for now. We have a lot of mountain. Maybe we should have like a hill section. And if this can change, I was thinking about this while I was outside smoking. If this can change the number we might want to put into the county, how many? Like this is just a starting thing. Maybe we should just take this out of here and generate this another way. Well, we'll put that. Okay, let's put a note in here of what we're thinking about doing with this. Wrong thing here. Um, let's go. Where did my rethink? We'll put some notes. Oh, kitty incoming. We will put in here, since the biome are biome. Am I spelling biome wrong this whole time? Biome? I need a thing. Biome. What? How do you not know what biome is? Biome? I'm copying and pasting this from my other window just in case. No. What is your problem? What? Fucking dictionaries. I'm searching it in Firefox on the other window. Since the biome is just a starting setting, we probably need to add um, a number of slots available for each different area. Man, so that would be a whole. Maybe we need to do that right now. Let's think this through. What's next on our list here? Well, let's finish this thing here. We also have county list. What the fuck was that thing called? It was like county. Oh, it's just called county list. Oh, then county list and county list creator and all faction and faction name and color. There probably is a way to reduce all this shit. Okay. Oops, I tried to save it. Whoops. Okay. So we have that some notes there. What is next? We got to do research, and I haven't really thought out research at all. So this is assigning. I feel like we might want to do that right now. Um, where it's just gonna say like 3, 2, 1, how many farms it has, how many whatever. Ruins you'll never be able to recover. This is always the thing where I get like stuck in the weeds as they call it, where I'm just thinking about stuff and I like indecision. Okay, let's just go to the next part. We have this biomes assigned. Let's go to the next thing, which is research. That's going to be major, a major thing, and then we can do. So we actually need research before county improvements because we need to have the like, what can you improve? So this is basically done. It's not very useful at all right now. In fact, it's useless. um, but it will be useful later. Okay, research is going to be a major change, which I haven't really thought about very much because I thought it was way down here on the list, and then before I started streaming, I was like, "Fuck, we need to do research before we can do county improvements because you don't know what county improvements you're allowed to do until you've done research." So we're going to have to first things first. Let's do something simple here. Back over on this thing, we make this bigger. Uh, I think we're just going to put a research button. Let's maximize this again. Let's hit play and take a look at what our game looks like. So if one of the ideas I was thinking is we would click on this and we'd have like another button right here that would say like research. And we can do that. We could also have like a faction button up here. Once again, I'm thinking of like CK3 style. Hey, does space still work? It still does. Just double checking. If we go to 2, can we go to 0 here? It still does. Okay, we gotta push. All right. Or I was thinking we would stick a research button right here. You know, we got the real estate on the right or on the left on the right. The screen real estate. This is using up a ton of real estate, and we're actually going to have like how much you're generating each week or whatever up here as well. And we'll have a hover overs. I'm thinking about moving this up a tiny bit so that it's not it's up against the top. See how it's not up against the top? Uh, so it thinks it's pretty close to the top. Oh, I see what it is. It's not that it's not at the top. It's the thing. All right, we won't fuck with it right now. Okay. What is the easiest option? Let's go back and look at this again. I kind of want. So think of EU4, how it has all these buttons that you click along the top here. You know, you'd have your faction button. Actually, the faction button should be the first button. We'd have to move this down a tiny bit. But the faction button would be the first button. Then you would have like your province button. And then you would have your like county button and down the thing. I think that might be kind of we're gonna have to redesign this whole UI at some point. We'll just stick a fucking button over here for right now, and we'll call it research. We'll keep moving forward. Top info bar. We're gonna add a button, and we don't want it right there. Tell you that much. We're gonna call this the research button, and we're gonna put it. What is like 50? Nope, 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 0. 50 is not 500. How about 550? There we go. And then we'll change this to research. And you know what we should do actually is delete this whole thing. And we're gonna add a UI text here, and we already figured out this is 550. And then we're gonna say research. And then we're gonna center here, and we're gonna center here. And then we're going to add a button. We're going to call this research button. And then we're going to add a button component to this thing. So this is a button. This text is a button. And then let's look at this once again. Maximize is fine. We'll just double check to make sure this doesn't. I mean, it looks okay right there. It's barely readable, and it doesn't do anything. We could make it an icon like these, but I think we'll just keep it a word right now. Man, this is ugly. When I stream video games, I try to be constructively critical, and I would tear this apart because this shit is ugly and probably not that great. Anyways, okay, so we got this research button that doesn't do anything. Paused text, we don't want it in that order. We want this to be in the same kind of the same order here. We're going from left to right. So we want that there. So when we click this button, we want to open up a panel. Let's pop open that just so we can see what we're looking at. Do we want it to overlap? Do we want it to be a full screen panel? Let's do a full screen panel because we'll just plop it right on. Okay, but then we're going to need it down here. We'll just plop it right over the top of everything. Yeah, we're going to have we'll do this canvas here. We can turn this now, and we can have a whole panel that goes right over the top of everything else. Except that we don't want it over the top of that. What was that, 40? Oh, it was 40. Okay. And we're going to call this the research panel. We're saying info on all those, but I think we just want it to just be panel because how dumb does it look with this thing open in the back? Looks pretty dumb. We can make it like completely white. That's pretty ugly. That was pretty ugly. We don't have to have it be white. I mean, we could put it. I don't know why I'm hitting play on this. What does it look like with like this guy open? That actually doesn't look that bad. I mean, like I said, this is all gonna be reworked at some point. Then we're gonna need a text thing here. This is gonna be the title. And I want this to say text at the end. I'm gonna say research. And then we're going to put this thing at the top. Whoops. And we're going to, let's put this over to here. and this over to here. Come on, little buddy. And we can have this negative 30. Really? Whoops. Negative 30? That seems like such a weird number. Negative 50. Okay, well, negative 30, I guess. I thought we did 40, whatever. We'll do 60 height. Then we'll center this shit. And we'll center this shit. And then we'll save this. Now we have an open or a research panel, and now this is where it's gonna get weird. Is how the fuck do we want to do? Like I said, I haven't thought about this much. And I should have, but like I said, I wasn't. I was thinking this is way farther down on the list. So first thing, should it be a list, just a straight up list of the things you can research in the different tiers? So we're definitely gonna need we're gonna need a list of research, but this is another thing where it feels like it should be a scriptable object, but every time I mess with scriptable objects, I get like stuck in these holes, and I end up thinking a list is easier, and lists turn out being easier later. Let's pretend we're gonna do scriptable objects, and let's try to get one to work and see how it works. We're gonna need to access the scriptable object from somewhere else, but so why do I want to use a scriptable object? Because we're going to have like a bunch of these little research chunks that we're going to keep adding to. We're going to keep adding the research. We're going to have a bazillion things to research. Right now, we're only going to have like 2, 3 things to research. We're going to have things that you start out researched, and things that are available to research. And like I said, scriptable objects allow you to like click on a folder in your project thing and just go through, and you can just keep adding new ones. Uh, and they also, if you can adjust them while you're playing the game, and it remembers. What the fuck is this? We probably don't need that anymore. Let's delete it, and then if something implodes, we'll know we needed it. Where are we at here? Test data. I think I was trying to test out some the same thing we just tested for whatchamacallit. I don't know. I'm trying to do 2 things at once. I wish I had a good mix of music, but it's all turned into the same mix here. Well, I don't know what Pig Destroyer is. I've never heard of that band. Here we go. This one looks like it has okay. It's like The Damned. I'm always listening to The Damned. Oh, it's got a lot of The Damned in it. It's mostly The Damned. It said it had other things, but it looks like it's mostly The Damned. Uh, um, let's see here. Um, okay. All right. What am I doing now? All right, we're thinking about research and maybe using scriptable objects here. Do I have one of these things already? No. Okay, so they appear at the top of. So how would we do this? It just seems like because we're gonna have so much research, it would be easier than having this list. Let's do okay. So let's do this first. I wasn't even thinking about using scriptable objects until just now. So let's see. what is the drawback of using a scriptable well, we'll figure that out. We'll just start as if we know what we're doing, which we don't. So let's start out in the scriptable objects. We want to create a C# script, and we're going to call it research targets, items, research. What the fuck is the word I'm thinking of? Research. Oh, Jesus Christ. I clicked away. I clicked away. Research. We'll just go with items for right now. And then we're going to put SO at the end so that we know that it's a scriptable object. Then I got to look up. I can't remember. I never can remember this shit. Unity scriptable object. You got to set it up slightly different than oh, we'll copy this over too. You got to put at the top different things. So this is here. Oh, wait. Where did you come from? Did I say paste? I meant cut. Okay, you need to have it say this should look like this. I looked at this the other day. Yeah, so this should say scriptable object. Oh, first off, we need to fix this name that I fucked up, and I guess I didn't copy this. We'll go to here, and this is going to be scriptable object. Which is way down here. And then we need this asset menu thing. I got all excited about scriptable objects when I first started using Unity, and then I had to go back and get rid of them all because I had this other issue, which I think is solved now. I just need an example. That's what I'm looking for on this other screen. Create asset menu is what I need, but I want you to tell me exactly how it looks, shitbag. Come on. They just have like the thing just says create asset menu, and that's it. This one has it, I guess, so we'll use this. So this at the top has to say something like this, because this is not going to be named data. Actually, I don't think we need this file name. We just need this scriptable objects, and this is going to be research item. I don't think we need, I mean, sure, we'll call it that. Then we'll just put in here nothing. So now when we go to here, maybe, now when we go to here, we can save this. We should be able to, yeah, so then it has research scriptable item. Like that seems like a research item. We don't need it to say scriptable. That's redundant and repetitive. And we could put a space in here just so that it, because we're using words. We're not programming. Okay, so this is actually what we, and then you would name it something. We would name it like the first thing. We might want a list of scriptable objects. We do want a list of scriptable objects. So this will be whatever. What is the first thing that people will already, what is the first thing that they will have researched already? They will have researched Uh, I thought about a bunch of these the other day, and now they've disappeared from my mind. We will have a whatever gathering hut, and then we want another one real quick. I know these are empty, but that's an interesting part of. Uh, I was thinking not a forester. I had two different items. Um, so not like a forester's hut. Oh, a garden was one of them. Garden would be, and then we'll do like a lumber jack hut, whatever. We don't want this game to be too colony builder wise, but there are going to be improvements for your each province, and as you expand, I don't want it to be too tedious where you're like constantly having to build shit. So currently this has nothing in it. So let's put a couple of things in here. And then we're going to have to make a list of these things. I think that's what we're going to have to do. So we'll do public string name. What's your problem? This will be research. And then we'll do another public string. We'll do an do we need another one right now for this test? I don't think we do. So then if we go back to here, there should be, oh, I have this set, so this is going to be difficult. This can't be attached here. We'll move it over here. So this is going to be garden. This is going to be gathering hut. And this will be lumber lumberjack hut. Okay, so we have the three different things. So then we're going to need a list. How are we going to do this here? We're going to need a list of all of these things. I think we want a new script here. We can put this back temporarily. I think we are going to need a new script here, which will just be called research. And we'll attach this onto our controller. And we'll open this up. I notice it's kind of inaccurate sometimes when you drag shit on here. Let's go back to my inspector. Research is there, it's at the bottom. So let's see how we make a list of scriptable objects. How would we do that? Because we would have to like manually drag all that shit over here, I feel like. How do we assign? Oh, you know how I was doing it before? Is I was having them in the resources and I was loading them from disk. That's how I was doing that before. How the fuck was it? Why like? Because otherwise you have to drag them all over there, and we're gonna have like 100 of them, and I'm too lazy to drag all that shit. How did we do it? Let me look how I did it before here. Um, This is one of them. I didn't put SO at the end. I think this is also one. No, I'm positive that's also a scriptable object, and this is two. So I have that in the resources. Let's see here. Oh, shit. I upgraded. All right, I have a bad feeling about this. Let's see if this we might get some stuttering as I talk here as this opens. Sometimes it opening a new Unity thing while it's doing all this shit will make this very unhappy. Um, I just want to see what would be an easier way to do it. Let's Google this while we. You know what? We'll ask Chat GPT and see what the fuck it. Oh, I can't do it right here. We'll see what the fuck it says. If it's like, hey, here's how you do it. This is getting kind of eccentric. I don't think that's the word we want. Uh, Esoteric. There's the word we want. While we wait for this thing to load, how do I create a list of scriptable objects? Wait, do we need? Do we need? Yeah, we lost a couple of frames. Uh, Look at this. This is very detailed. I feel like they've gotten better. Oh, it's thinking. Oh no, it's done. In the inspector, click the plus button next to the field that represents your list of. This will create a new element. What the fuck are you talking about? To create a list of scriptable objects, create a new game object in this scene. Add a new component to the game object by clicking on the add in the inspector. Choose the type of script that you created in step 1. What is it talking about? This is wait, where did our chat GPT thing go? Create a new scriptable object by right clicking and selecting C# scriptable object. What the fuck is it talking about? Let me put this on. I need to reference this thing. So let me put this on my other screen real quick. Create a new scriptable object by right clicking in the project window and selecting create scriptable object. Is that something I can do? I mean, I created this one up there. Create a new scriptable object by right-clicking in the project window and selecting create C# scriptable object. What is it talking about? I've never seen that in here. I mean, I created that one. Open the script and define the properties of your scriptable object. Add the create asset menu above the thing. This will. What is it talking about? Save the script and go back to the editor. Right click on the project and create your scriptable object name. This will create a new instance. All right, we have that. We've done that. To create a new empty game object in the scene. All right, well, we'll just pretend here. SO test. Add a new component. Add a new component to this game object by clicking on the add component button. And then Spectre, choose the type of script you created in step 1. No, you can't, motherfucker. Didn't I call it research item? What did I call it? I was thinking of like maybe I need to put scriptable object on there. What did I call it? Research items SO. Maybe it thinks. Let's ask it. Uh, in step 1, there is no create scriptable C# scriptable object. I apologize. Create a new folder, create script, open the script and change its class definition to inherit from scriptable object. Define the properties of your, save the script in the project window. Create this and this will create a new, now you can now edit the properties of the scriptable object by selecting it in the project and modifying its, yeah. Follow the steps. There's no way to add the scriptable object as a component. So I feel like this happens a lot to a game object with ChatGPT, where you start to like kind of argue with it. That's not true. Um, easily shared and modified across multiple. Well, we don't really. Do we want to modify them? We don't want to modify them. Maybe we don't want to do this. Uh, let's. Maybe we don't want to use this. Let's do. That was useless. Unity. List of scriptable. No, I don't want a list of lists. I just want to. Can I? No. So I think we would just need to, make a list and then add them in there. But the issue I'm having is you would have to manually drag that shit over. And like I said, we're gonna have like 100 of these things. I maybe we don't want to do it this way. Maybe we just want to set up a class. It won't be changed. Like it might be changed by the developer, but it's not gonna, by us. But it's not gonna be changed by the player. The player is not going to be changing scriptable objects, or sorry, research items. They're going to be set in stone. How would we, if we influence them anyway? No, we're not going to influence them in any way. They're going to be set in stone. So I think what we want to do is not do this. We'll just delete everything in here. And we'll just make it a good old list. Yeah, we'll just make it a good old list. We'll just delete all this work we did. That's fine. It doesn't matter. This is a mono behavior. We are going to want that. So we're going to start a new class here called research items. And we're going to have like 2 scripts that are just empty right now. This is going to be a class, and we're going to do like a test run just like we just did. Make sure that this works. We got an extra thing in there. This is going to be a public string It didn't like name. It didn't like that at all. Oh, okay, yeah. Research name, and then that's all we need right now for our tests. Then we're gonna get into this more hardcore. This is gonna be another thing though, where like in world map load we have this. This is gonna be another thing like that, which I'm not like a fan of. I'm trying to think there has to be a better way to do that, and that's why I was thinking scriptable objects. Oh, let's look real quick. How was I loading in this other? So I have Plague Doctor. That's not a scriptable object. Um, resources, options. Let's pop open a script here, just any old script. I need to go through and like fix a bunch of bugs in this. Options. See, look, here's a bunch of them. It's on scene load is where we're doing something to this, and it's probably in awake, knowing myself. We get a switch in here for some reason. Random token start is probably. So basically, if we use scriptable objects, we could stick them all in a folder in the resources thing, and then we could load them to a list out of laziness, just like we did in another one. We could just say like how many items are in here, and we could load them all, or we could put their names in. You know, we could, but that's we could have their names like in an array or something. It seems like that's a lot of work. We could drag and drop them in there, which would be an option. I'm just not a so what I'm contemplating here is I'm just not a big fan of this anymore. I used to be a big fan of this, but now I'm not a big fan of this anymore. Uh, you know, the easiest. This is what we'll do. Well, this is what we'll do. Did we attach this thing to here? We did. This is what we'll do. This is gonna be cake. I've been overthinking this. What the fuck am I doing here? Okay, research items, we have names. We want this to be serializable. Serializable. Uh, we'll go over to our research thing and we'll do a public list of research items. Actually, let's rename this research item. Let's break this. Like I'm always saying, I love renaming things. One day I'll stop. One day I'll be getting them on the first run there. We'll reopen this thing because that other one's gonna be broken. I guess. Yes, here's the broken one. This is serializable. We'll go back to our research here. We have a called research items, and it's going to equal new. What's your problem? I did this before too. Why do I keep doing that today? There we go. Now if we go back to here, I said go back to here. And we go to our inspector. Here we go. And then we can just start plugging this shit in right here. Yeah, that's the way to do this. I mean, I guess I was gonna say the only problem is if something happens to this and these all get deleted. But I guess it's always that's a that's a problem no matter what. Uh, so let's throw a couple of these in here. We just didn't need names right now. We're gonna say let's do 3 of them. Why does it think it? What did I put? Did I not put a string? What did I put for my? What? What is this doing? I did something wrong here. Wouldn't be the first time. A public list of. Why do I always have to double reference my own shit? Why can't I remember any of this stuff? Public list. Because this is a mono behavior. There we go. Okay, so now if we go back to here, it's not that hard, Josh. We can do it. And we go back to our research thing. This should just be a string, and we'll just say whatever. Garden. And then I usually, I whatever. Forester's hut. I was a lumberjack and a forester is different. A garden, a forester's hut, and what was the other thing? I deleted it from our list, and I already forgot what it was. A scavenger's hut? It wasn't that, but I don't think it was that. Okay, so we have these 3 research items. So how? Oh, we need a couple more. We need a second thing just for this test because we're testing stuff. We need a public int called. Oh wait, if we're never changing this, I can just put a class in there? Are we ever going to be we're not going to be changing this. This is going to be a tier. And so we'll just for now. Zero is fine. We'll put the scavenger's hut at 1 for some reason. Can we drag these around? Oh, we can. Oh, it's gone. Okay, that's bad. Let's close this cult thing out. Sometimes the Unity gets a little touchy. It still says we have 3 elements. I think what happened is because I have that other thing open it. Oh no, it's back. Let's save that again. Like I always say, you gotta have a sense of humor when you're doing this shit, because otherwise you just be depressed all the time. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking here. This actually shouldn't be that hard. How long have I been streaming for? 2 hours. I should take another quick break. Maybe I'll stream a little longer tonight or today. What time is it? It's 3 o'clock. Whoops. What have you done? I think what we're gonna do. Let me think about this real quick before I take my break. When this is open, I think we're gonna have columns of your researchable stuff. In games, I like in video games when you can't see the stuff that you can research in the future, if that makes sense. Like you only can see one step ahead. You can't see the whole tree because I think that that's weird. And I also, oh man, this is also an idea I had. So in Hearts of Iron 2, I think it was, you could research like a wrong path for tanks. It was like the shorter and quicker path, and you would get like these light tanks that actually were eventually uh, obsolete quite quickly. So if you took the time to go the correct path, it was better, but you could go down this wrong path. I kind of want that as an option is like you could go down a wrong path. It's not necessarily a wrong path, but it's sort of a wrong path. Uh, it just dawned on me something we didn't do. Where's our button? We didn't set this to do anything when we clicked on it. So when we click on this, we actually want the button to become interactable off. And then we also want this research panel to be turned on. Set active. So that people can't click that again. When this is open, the clicking the research button won't do anything. We'll have a close button on here. We should just probably add a button. And we'll put it at the bottom. Can we just do this? My laziness is just... Okay. Let me take a quick break. Then we'll get back to making these columns and stuff in different tiers. So basically, we're going to want to put... Man, how are we going to do that? We're going to have multiple columns by tiers. We'll figure it out when I get back. Let me throw up my break timer, and I will be back in less than 5 minutes. Okay, so I'm thinking here. Let me turn off this break timer. We could do this a static way, which Um, so we can just have a button for each. I gotta put on my music again here. We could have a static button where it says like, hey, and it puts that in there. It puts in the, we have a button here that has a line drawn, which I've never actually done. I'm curious. Can you add like a line component or something? How the fuck do you draw a line? Line renderer. What's this do? um, where do I attach it? How do I use this thing? Oh my god, it's got a lot of set. Okay, we don't want that. Or maybe we want that. I was just gonna say draw a line from here to here. Uh, we're definitely wanting lines, I think. So let's look up that. Unity draw line between game objects. Between two game objects. What do we got? What do we got here? How to draw a line between two game objects. Gizmo? No, we don't want a fucking gizmo. But you could always just use a raycast. No, I want an actual line. Whoops. Animate a line drawing. How to draw a line using vector. No, this is 2D. Unity line render between two game objects. What is this, an archive? What is this? How old is this? This is from 2020. That's the first thing oh, it's also continue reading. What are you going to do to me? Why are you making me click that button? What are these ones? Did he call his... Oh, what a piece of shit. He called his variable 1. Fuck you, buddy. Fuck you. Who are you? His name is admin. Fuck you, admin. Easiest way would be assign a line render component to a game object. Can be a new one or one of the objects, and then in script assign the position of the line render component. Like, so it is that thing. Let's see what Chat GPT says for this. Maybe we'll write the code for us this time. I always have to put it over here because I don't want you guys to see what I'm logging in with. It doesn't really matter, but we're gonna do it anyways. Double check my music can't be seen here. It's mad at me. It's taking longer now because I'm logging in again. It's probably like, you're already logged in. Okay. How do I draw a line? How do I draw a line between two game objects? You can use the line render, create an empty, add a line render, set the position count property of the line render to 2. Set the position of the line by assigning... You're always learning new stuff. I used to drink a lot. I know I've mentioned that like 1,000 times. But before I stopped drinking and after I stopped drinking, I looked up like cognitive decline in drinkers, and they call it wet brain. And so I think I have a serious case of wet brain. But I actually think like fucking around with programming has helped with that. Like, I'm still massively have memory issues and stuff, but I feel like it's less than it was a year and a half ago or 2. Hey, I still drink occasionally, but not every night like I used to. So whatever. And they always want old people to do like word games and stuff, and so this is a word game that's more difficult. So really, that's it. He didn't call his variable 1 like that other asshat. Okay, so this actually went. So this is the thing. Back to this. We can manually put up some buttons and draw lines between them. But wouldn't it be a lot easier if we were just lazy and we made columns and we drew lines automatically between them? Like if this one can go to this one, just draw a line to it. That way we could just be pumping out, like we could have on this research game object, we could just be adding these in and have the information in here, and it would just automatically be generating this stuff. Like I say, I'm very lazy, and we might have like 100 of these things. I mean, maybe it would look better, but I feel like we could do it with columns, and then if we arranged these correctly on this part, or we put the right tier in the right order, we could have the lines drawn automatically. Like you got to have a garden before you can have the scavenger's hut, which this is not a real thing. Um, we would have to put in the list though the prerequisite of what we're doing. So how hardcore do we want this to be? We're gonna want. I feel like we kind of want it hardcore. And then also, do we want to have tabs at the top of their different type of research? And we probably do, but we're not going to do that. We're going to have different, like, think dominions. We're going to have, like, blood magic and nature magic and shit. So we'll probably have those as tabs at the top. But right now, we're going to start out with no tabs. And we'll just have this standard research here, which will be. We got this research panel. We got the title. We got the close button. Close button text. We can close the close button. The close button doesn't do anything. I guess we could fix that, huh? We could say the close button closes this thing. We also want it to pause time though. So, I mean, we can just do this just for now. Look how much smaller speed is compared to research. Probably should fix that, huh? This is 30. Nope. Okay, so I feel like putting them manually is bad. So let's I don't know why. I feel like if the more shit we can automate later, or will help us later. So we've done this before with with a scrollable area. We're gonna want a scrollable area because we're gonna have this is gonna be like it's a research tree. So we're gonna put a scrollable area in here, and how the fuck did we do that? We didn't do it the top bar. It's this guy has the scroll view here. So I think the first thing we're gonna want here is we're gonna add. Was it a scroll view? Yeah, scroll view. And then we want the scroll view to be about right here. Can we make this clear? Man, that is ugly though. Maybe a little less clear. Let's go to 0.10. 0.1 here. All right. Then this is gonna be kind of complicated, but I'm not too worried about that. So we have research. We have the close button. Let's make these like real. Like this should be 0. This should be -5. I like whole numbers here. Width 1877. Let's do one. Wait, that was a negative, or what was that? A positive? It's a positive. Let's do. Well, whoops, I keep putting negative in there. 188, 8. And then we can do this thing. Then height, like that's a weird number, but whatever. 930. It's hard to tell because this bar is on the inside. I wonder if you can put that bar on the outside. What is this spacing thing? Okay, I can't tell what that is. Uh, oh, I wonder if we could have just. We probably could have just changed this on that other one, but we'll worry about it later. Uh, and then the contents is going to be pretty complicated too. Did I put the contents under here? I did. I don't think that's necessary, honestly. In fact, that isn't necessary. I wonder if I move this out if it's going to blow shit up, though. Let's do it. Let's turn this off. Let's turn this on. Because we're dragging this, we put this in this viewport thing. Why does it doesn't give a fuck where it is? Let's put it like that. Let's close this down and let's double check. You know, you just gotta fix the problems when you see them, or not, I guess. Okay, there's an easy fix for that. That's like below. We'll put. This isn't under. Oh no, we don't want that underneath that. All right, we have that turned on. There we go. Christine Sanchez there. We don't have any other haywires in the group. I like the haywires in the group. All right, so we just got sidetracked there. That's fine. Let's save this shit. So this is what I'm okay. Turn this back on so we can see it. So we got this panel here. We actually can make it a little. We can make it a little wider or taller. 950, and then we'll center this shit again. That didn't seem to do anything because we don't. Yeah, I know what the issue is. I don't like the. We could put the position down a tiny bit, maybe. Yeah, like -10. There we go. Everything all it works out in the end. I still can't tell if these are even on the sides. I mean, they have to be because we centered it. Okay, so we have this scroll view going here. I think we can do this all with just so it will automatically generate the research that we need. I think we can do this. We could actually put the research script on here, but maybe we don't want to do that. Okay, so we're gonna need another 2D UI object. It's going to be none of those things though. What we want is a group. So we're gonna have we're gonna put in a new empty one, and we're gonna call this tier 1 research group. And then we'll add, they're not called groups. What are they called? Horizontal layout group. We want a vertical. I guess they are. Vertical layout group. But what we'll do as well, um, we'll put this inside a horizontal group. Research, all research group. I don't know. We'll put this inside here. We'll add, and this needs to be, though, like all the way to there. And then this, yeah, see, it's putting in the upper left-hand corner, which is what we want. Child force expansion. Yep, that's what we want. And then, so then when we put another tier, well, we can just duplicate this. Yeah, so now it's got 2 tiers in here. And we can actually probably, let's put tier 3 in here just for fun. What is this crap? Get this crap out of here. We're going to go tier 3 here. And, okay, so I guess we're going to instantiate this shit as well. This is my deep thought look as I stare at the cobwebs over there. I have cobwebs over there, a lot of cobwebs. I was thinking we could make, these bigger. But I think it expands it on its own. We're going to need to put something. So let's do this as simple as possible. First off, I think maybe we should take this off of. See, if we take this off of here, though, man, we lose all of our data. Can we drag this over to here? Research panel. Oh, you can. And then is this still on here? It isn't. I didn't even know you could do that. So you learn something new every fucking day. Like I said, it's the wet brain. It's just everybody's got an excuse for everything. I think we do. Oh, wait. We don't want it on there. The reason why we don't want it on there is because this is going to be inactive all the time. We could have another, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to create an empty game object called research. Because I think it's the controller. I'm also liking the controller name less and less because it's not a controller. The controller is more used for like animations and shit. Yeah, see, this is gonna be much prettier. So we might even want one that just says like world map load. We could have a timekeeper game object to create our, like we can bust these things out of here. The arrays are that's going on the way of the dodo, as they say. But anyways, we have this research script that's on here. So when you, on activation of this panel, we're going to want stuff to happen. We're going to want to instantiate the research automatically. This may be like the worst way to do this, but like I said, I feel like if we start pumping in, different things to that list, it will automatically generate our research panel. And I feel like that's better than trying to like drag them into place and make sure they're all lined up and stuff. And if you look at, so like, it doesn't matter. I was going to say Distant World 2, if you look at their research panel, it's kind of like weird, and we want to try to avoid their mistakes. We can look at other video games and learn. I can't believe Distant Worlds 2 is releasing DLC. The game's fucking not even finished. It's barely what it was with the 12-year-old version of whatever. I got to stop whining. No, I don't. But okay, so let's go back to this. I gotta keep on task. The close button should probably be at the bottom here. Uh, so we have the scroll view. We need to put the contents in here, which should be that thing. And then we need, so there is going to be, right now we don't need to scroll any, but we will at some point. That's why we're starting it out in the scroll view. I mean, we could put this underneath the scroll view just so we know it's inside there, I guess. And then that means we should probably do this thing, but then we're back to the, we just don't need this to be under viewpoint, I don't think. Let's double check that with the change I just made didn't fuck everything up. It wouldn't be the first time where I'm like, oh, I'll just move this here. I know what it's going to do. And then it doesn't do it. Okay, that did do it, so we're fine. Okay, so back to our research panel. We're getting sidetracked. I'm getting sidetracked. Okay, so we have this. This is not really. This is just this, so that we can do this. And we're going to name these different things. This is just for this test, basically. Then we'll go like more hardcore into this. We just want to make sure my hypothesis here works. And we don't even have a tier 3 thing. So let's go back up and let's add one more. And we'll put a tier, well, it is tier 2 is going to be, we'll call this whatever, nuclear bomb. I don't know. We're not going to have nuclear bombs. Maybe we will. Why the fuck not? Okay, so let's do this. Let's think how we're doing this. So we need a list, which is going to, we have right here attached to here. We need to be able to access this list. This instance of this list. So we're going to do a public static research. Exactly. See, this one wants, oh, god damn it. That one wants it to be capital. I still don't know. If you know, is it supposed to be a capital I or lowercase I? And then I'm on awake, my friend. That is what we want. There we go. Then we don't need this. That's gone. This, we just have the tiers. That's what we want. Then here is where we're going to be instantiating stuff. Really? This seems like a dumb place for this. Why don't I just attach it to here? Oh, right, because this is going to be turned off sometimes. Does it matter? If you turn this off, let's put this back over here, our research. It doesn't matter. We don't need this. Why am I doing this that way? We can just have it on the research panel, and then we go back to here, and then like on enable. Hey, there was 2 different ones. Did you see that? Now it won't do it for me. On. Yeah, there's 2 different visual scripting. Jesus Christ, we don't need that. We might check that out at some point. I want to have some an event system, you know. One of the things with the events, random events, but I've been calling them. I guess they're more officially they're called like dynamic events, but I've been calling them like butterfly events. If someone steps on a butterfly, then things happen across the world. I kind of want it to be that way instead of just randomly, you know. What's his face shows up. What is it? Bogus shows up and destroys your life. I want that to not be that way, but that's way off. It's actually not even on my list. We should probably put it on my list. Maybe it is on this list. Random. It's, oh, Let's add that on here. Dynamic butterfly events. And then we'll convert this thing here just so that we have it on the list. It's kind of like a half-assed roadmap at the same time. Okay, back to what the fuck I was doing. So on enable, what do we want this thing to do? We would like it to objects research prefab. We're gonna want it to get away from me. We want it to instantiate a prefab. So let's set up a prefab first here. So we'll turn that on. We're also going to need where the possibilities where it's going to instantiate this stuff. So we're going to need a public prefab first. Then we're going to need a public game object tier 1 research. Then we're going to need, yep, that's exactly it. Then we're going to need tier 3. Okay, so we need those things. And then we can go over here and we can drag these fuckers in here. Then we're going to save it again. Then we need this prefab. So let's just create a prefab, right, or an empty thing right here. It's actually going to be, is it a panel? Is that what we did before? I think it's a panel. Let's delete that. Let's look at our little population group. What is this thing? This is not a panel. This is just a group of text. So I guess we don't have to do it that way. We don't have to have a panel. We can just throw this shit in there. Can we just create a prefab right here? Oh, you can. What does it do? What does it do? I've always created it in the hierarchy and then gone from there. UI research item. But we're gonna put it like in here just to see how it looks to start with. And this empty game object, we can go back to here, is going to have, right now it's just going to have UI text. There it was there for a second. What are the differences between these two? Oh, open this thing. Okay, prefab mode and context. I don't know what that shit is. Let's just delete this prefab and we'll start a new one up here. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. We'll just do it from here. Create empty. Actually, it's just text. Right now, it's just text. We actually kind of want it to be a little panel though that we can move around, like that has like text on it. Yeah, so let's delete this. Let's start over again for the 7th time here. Let's UI panel. And then from there, let's go back to the inspector. We're going to add a text item. And then this is going to be the title. And we'll currently just have this be whatevs. And wow, look at that. We're going to set this to the center. Okay. This is not what we want here. We want this to be middle center. Child force expand. I guess that's not working how I wanted it to. I was thinking it would pop this thing. It would expand that to what we want it to do, but it is not. It's 50. Oh, maybe this is just too small. Its width and its height is 0. Let's put 100 and 100. Looks like we're going to need more than 100. Let's do 200. In height of 100, that's fine for right now. We're doing some like fucking around here. Let's go back to this. Then we can put this in the center. Oh, it did it automatically. Then we'll center, and we'll center, and whatevs is fine. This is still not how I want it, though. Its position is 50, negative 50. Is this changing? Like lower right. Control child size. No. Forced. Okay, no, wait. We're doing it the wrong direction, is what we're doing here. That's wrong too. This group needs to be bigger. We'll do 200. I clicked something here, so this got fucked up. We want this to be 200. Then if we duplicate this thing, what happens? This thing automatically expands to the bottom. Which is what we want. Okay, so this is all we need with the prefab. This is 100, 100. This is 200, 200. We want this to be 200. And we want this to be 200. I knew this was going to be a pain. We'll put this in here. Now we have a prefab that's set up, and we can instantiate this via the list. We'll turn this one off. And we'll go back to our thing here. So on enable, we want all of the research to be, we got to fix this. We got to add this in here too. So under the research panel, we want to put our prefab in here. What is that? Is that it's like a sub thing? Oh God, I'm already at 2 hours and 40 minutes, but I don't want to stop. So how we're going to do this? We need 4. Yep. Yep. Just wrote the whole code. I mean, people are complaining about ChatGPT taking people's jobs. I mean, outlaw Visual Studio, and we would have a lot more programmers. Just people checking typos. They have to do it on a piece of paper from now on. So each item in the list is going to be instantiated if, well, let's instantiate them first. I can't even remember how we did this before. How did we do this before? It's right here. We made a list out of this for some reason though. Why did we make a list out of this? We made a list out of this so that we could blow up the list later. We can delete items out, I think. Every time you open it, it's going to do this? That seems like a lot of work. Will the research change mid-game? Man, that throws a wrench into my whole plans. I don't think we wanted to instantiate it every time, so we could just say like, "Hey, is this the first run?" And it instantiates all this shit. But then, I mean, I guess they would be here anyways. If we did it manually, they're going to be a big list of these things in here anyways. So yeah, we're going to have it. We'll have it run the first time you run it. It instantiates all this shit. I don't know. Maybe this is dumb. uh, do we need a list of them? I don't think we do. I mean, we could just manually add all these things in there. It seems like so much work though. Because like we'd have to be rearranging, and then if we change one, we'd have to drag it to a new spot and make sure everything's all lined up. Let's just make this fucking do it on its own. We don't need a list of this shit. We just need to bust them out. We just need to pop them out. I don't know why we did a list in this other one. I can't remember. But I just need this instantiate thing. Just so I can look at it. And we'll just we'll put this here so I can look at it. Okay, so we want to instantiate the research prefab. Let's rename this though. And then we want it to be, we'll do this first and we'll hard code this into tier1.transform. But we're gonna do this differently. Oh, I see one of the things we're gonna have to change. We are gonna have to create a little list here. Can we do it like right here? I bet you we can. I know we can. We can have now, do we need it a list? We don't need it a list. We can just have a var whatever. Equals this instantiated thing. I don't think we need a list. And then, because this is just a one-time blast. And we actually need to put in this bool for first run. A private bool is first run. And then on awake, it's going to make that, the first time it awakes, it's going to make that true. And then we'll turn this off after this. We'll say is first run equals false. So that will be like the final, after it does this one time, not there. After it does this one time on enable, if is first run is equal to true, then do this for loop. Otherwise, don't ever do it again. Okay, so we will do this first, I think. Yes, I'm almost positive. Oh, my music stopped again. We might go a little over 3 hours today. That's okay. The last couple of streams I've done have been less than 3 hours because I've been accomplished everything too quickly. I was too efficient. I don't know, man. Okay. So on awake, it will make that true. On enable, it will run this the first time. Why did I decide that we needed this? Because we need, so it's going to do item, and then it's going to go item dot text. No, it's going to get components in child. Get child. There's no way just to say like get the one, but like, well, let's double check. I think it's get children. Did I delete this thing out of there? I did. It's just one. Oh, we're just changing this text to test this out. I feel like it's weird to have to do the get child, but whatever. Maybe we're not supposed to do it this way. I don't know. Get component. No. Child transform get component. See, get component in children. All right, whatever. Text mesh pro and then it's going to equal research name. That's it. Do we need this list? I don't think we do. Are these going to be buttons? These are actually going to be buttons that you can click on. Why? Because if we... What are we looking at here? Oh, a prefab. I was like, what is this blue? If we go to the research panel here and we turn this thing on, I guess we don't have to be doing this. We're gonna be able to click on this, and we'll have like another panel over here that will fill up with all the information that you need. You know, like a picture of it and shit like that. But right now, we just need the most basic shit so we can test this out. So we'll go through. It's going to instantiate, right now, it's going to instantiate tier 1 research dot transform, and it's going to make this name appear. Currently, we have, so this, according to what we currently have, this should work, but, well, it's not going to work, man. What am I, a fucking idiot? I've programmed for 10 seconds. I know how to do this. We actually want to push this button. Yeah. The variable research item prefab of research has not been assigned. It hasn't. I don't believe you. Oh, it hasn't. Didn't I do that earlier? I think I like changed the name or something. Okay, one more time. How dare you question me, computer? Okay. I see nothing. Is the prefab, this happens a lot to me. The prefab is disabled on start. It's not this time though. You know, I don't know why. Oh, this one is disabled though. And you know what? This happens to me all the time. We want to push this to here. I may have dragged that down there. Why is it all gray looking? Oh, because this one's off, of course. Uh, when we open this up, what is getting turned on? Everything is getting turned on. Yeah, so whatevs is there right now. Let's leave that on. I don't know if what we did just did anything. I should have checked the console is what I should have done. We don't need this to be blowing up all over the place. We got 4 gardens. We're on the path though. Let's just turn this thing off. We're on the path. What does our code say? Aha. We got an I in the wrong, or a 0 in the wrong spot. Classic Josh move here. Why does it like that one so turned on? It shouldn't matter because I haven't overrode. Let's delete it and see what happens. That's such a weird. I need to turn off this thing. The variable has not been assigned. Why do you keep going away there, buddy? Did I assign it like while I was in play or something? What? Do we have a bug going on? I feel like, what am I doing? I feel like this should be. And now it's gone. Oh, we have a weird thing there. Why does this no longer detect this thing? Let's drag this over here. Occasionally I do some dragging and dropping here. It won't put, oh, it will let me put that in there. I wonder why it doesn't like that. Maybe it's because we had this bug, so it wouldn't compile or some shit. Did I not save this? Oh, we don't need to click that. Okay, nuclear bomb. Uh, okay, so we let's do. I was gonna call it a night or a day. It is 4 o'clock, but I want to do this other part, and I kind of want to draw the line to the things. But we'll do that next time. We gotta leave something, right? We're accomplishing everything. We're not. You know what I'd also like to do is on this panel here. Is there a way to pad this shit? There is. I would like the top and bottom, the bottom padding like a 10 or something. Like a 50. Let's compromise. A 25. That way it will stack them a little bit separate. I don't know what that is, but so before we do that, I am gonna call it a day. My mind was going like, So we need to have an if thing here. And this is going to be pretty easy to change, actually. If research, this is close. I is equal I dot, stop it. My computer suddenly, it is not liking whatever is happening there. Tier is equal to 1. Then it's going to put this, we don't need this shit here. Then it puts this here. So basically we're just instantiating that in tier 1, you know. I guess we could do a switch right here. Should we do a switch? I don't know. Which one's better, a switch or a... We haven't done a switch yet. We just throw a switch in here for fun. Let's put a switch in here, even though I want to call it a day. I can't remember how switches work. Let's do a switch. I think you like do switch. That's all I can remember. All right, we just saw a switch over here. Where was it? Here we go. Okay, this is cake. So the variable we're checking here is this. So the variable we're checking here is this thing. And then we go a squigs here. And then, yep, we want case 1. Case 1. It literally is case 1. Why? Okay, it doesn't like that because we don't have anything next. Case 1 is going to be this. And then we're going to need a break at the end. I think that's why it's upset. It's because it's like, you need a fucking break, dude. Okay, we can get rid of this crap. I don't know why I'm so anal about this shit. Then we're gonna copy this. We're gonna have 2 more cases. Actually, well, you're gonna somewhat do this for me. Case 2. Oh, we can't have a... Huh. Okay, well, that's fine. And then we'll case 3. We just have the 3 different cases. These are different tiers. We need this guy to have that thing. It doesn't like the item, huh? Well, it's fine. Item. We'll go tier 1 item. It doesn't really matter. You know, it didn't have a problem with that. Tier. You know, I should have looked what this bug was. And this is going to be at 2, and this is going to be at 3. So it's going to pump out the same prefab. It's just going to put them in different spots, and it's only going to do this on first run, not on awake. We could put it on awake. I guess we don't need this in enable. We just need it in awake. Yeah, we don't need this first run shit then. So let's just do that. You can just be in awake, buddy. You know what we could do here is also get this shit out of here. We'll just put on private void generate research panel. Whoops, we probably need something in there, huh? We'll cut this out of here. And then we get rid of this piece of shit. And then we go. And then we get rid of this piece of shit. And okay. That all looks good. Then we'll save this. Now, according to my hypothesis here, my hypotenuse, this should now place each piece of technology in the correct tier. It did not work. You know what? I also left this open. Let's see here. I like to test exactly what we're doing because sometimes, man, okay, this is wrong. Sometimes if you have a panel open and you're like, this works so good, it does not. Okay, so let's go through here. Tier. So this is gonna go through. Let's double check we got the dragged in shit right. Let's double check that these are in the right spots. Those are perfect. Those are where we want them to be. Let's double check that they turn on in the right thing. They're all turned on. We have tier 0. Well, no shit, that doesn't work. I got some programmer brain going on there. That's what I got. There's wet brain and then there's programmer brain, where you start counting at 0. Um, we haven't tested this close button at all. I've just been stopping it. Okay. It works great. Now, oh, it does not work great. We got to turn this back on. Interactable. Okay, that was easy. I kind of want to try to draw the line. How would we do that, though? How do we know? We would need a list then. So we're definitely gonna need prerequisites. That's what's going on here. Is there's prerequisites that are gonna need to be done. But I should call it a day. I am kind of excited about this. Again. All right, so let's do this. And then we're going to need another one that is draw line to next doable. I don't know, man. Okay. All right. We will convert to an issue. We will convert to an issue. And then this is kind of like a group, I guess. Then after that, we will be to county improvements because it will check. It'll be like, hey, do you have this research? You'll need this research to be done from the list. I don't know how the fuck we're gonna do that, but we're gonna do it somehow. And the research, we can what we can throw in here is actually a real quick in our research item thing. We can put a bool. I'm gonna put it here. A public bool. Why don't I have to put that thing? I guess because they're never getting changed. What I mean thing is I don't like. So on this one, someone tell me. Oh, it's gone. Oh, well, we don't need that one open. Here we go. Like this whole thing. I guess it's because it's not changing. Because we aren't going to have, where the player isn't going to be able to change research items. We'll just have that is done in there. Oh shit, that's going to have to be changed. Okay, we'll do. Can you do? I was gonna call it a. Can you just put like one public research item. Oh, see, look how it wants to. Auto do. See, that's actually all I want to change. Is that one? Can we just have this say like that? Like, can we, since this is the only thing getting changed, let's put a note in here. Only item that can be changed can by the player. Can we just have this in there? And you know, if that's the case, then if we go back to like county, like the county center is never going to be changed. Can we pop that puppy out of there? Oh, it gets changed at the beginning though. It gets assigned at the beginning. These ones won't, you know, this is some, and this is also the other way that I don't know. we'll see what happens. Let's put a note in here as well so I don't, getting changed. I had to like think that through there. All right. All right. So this is, you know, it's kind of interesting if you think about this too. So if we go back to we'll hit play here. There probably is a way better way to do this, but so we got our items here. We'll pause the game. That's just another weirdness. So let's say you have to have the garden done before you can get the scavenger's hut. That's an easy line, you know, that we can have it. Let's say you have to have this, but so do we have it's easy if it's a straight line. Well, we'll have to think about this. It's easy if it's a straight line. I just thought of another thing we need to add on here. Pause time when uh, so if I can dynamically put the line across, but how are we going to say, like, I think I'm spelling scavenger wrong. But how are we going to say, like, how are we gonna say, like, you know, on the list where you're gonna have a list of prerequisites. So let's say we need both of these need to be done. So they're both going to draw a line to it. In the list, in the class of research, are we going to have like prerequisite 1, 2, 3, and then how are we going to put them in there? Are we going to put them in by name? Are we going to put them in there by, that's going to be an interesting way. We're going to have to figure that out. So if we go back to here, back to research panel. If we have these prerequisites, can we like drag this into there? That would be weird. Oh, I guess we could. We could do that. We're going to have to figure that out too. That's going to be more complicated. This is going to be a little bit of complication. This is going to be a little bit complicated, but it's fine because like these are steps to getting the game done, you know? And then once we have this done, it's going to be, you know, when we have our build list, we are going to make this a button, by the way. I think I said that earlier. then we'll have our build list of what you can build. You know, maybe we'll put another menu up here. Look how far away I can be to trigger that button. We'll have a build list of items you can build per province, though. Maybe we'll pop that out and have like a build list right here. That would be kind of cool. That's how like CK3 does it for some stuff. Pop it out right here and just have a list of everything you can build for that province. And you go bam and you click it. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Okay, but that's it for me today. Thank you for joining me. I will talk to you next time. Have a good day, night, whatever.